This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Jayco Seneca motorhome model 37L. Okay, so let's start on the outside here. Excuse me. So many of these compartments are just storage, but if you look at this one here, this is obviously to fill your LP. Okay. The attendant at wherever you get it filled will know what to do, obviously. But in case you don't know, this one right here is where you fill it. This here is a bleeder valve. This is the control for the entire LP, or not control, but the shutoff for the entire LP system. So it just disconnects the tank from the motorhome. Of course, that's your gauge with a sensor on it, so it shows up on your gauge inside, so you can check your levels. All right. If you look at, let's say this one here, we're just more into storage. Although your low point drain is right there. Okay. All right. You have a power awning on the slide out. This is an entertainment area here. What if it's unlocked? Yep. So you can see you've got a TV, and you have a sound system, right? It plays discs, and also you can stream off a USB right here. You can also stream using Bluetooth from your phone or tablet. So there's a lot you can do with it. All right. There's more storage. Like so. Some of it's connected, some of it passes all the way through to the other side. Okay. All right. So as you can see, that this is built on Jayco is built on a Freightliner platform. Okay. Now when it comes to fluid levels and all that sort of thing, when you come to pick it up, they'll talk to you about that. For DEF and this one here is, oh gosh, the hookup right there. Okay, and I suppose that's for a heater, I believe. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got here. These are your battery racks. I know, sorry about the camera work here, but I just have a regular camera and I'm close up here, so it's kind of tough. But you have an ignition battery and 2 house batteries. So a chassis battery and 2 house batteries. All right. Let me get over here. Down here you can see there's a drain right there when you dump the trailer. Okay. This, I believe, is the valve for it. It's a second gray tank. I'm sure this one has 2. Let me see what this is back here. That's just access. Okay. Probably the same thing here. Yep, it's access. All right. So sorry about the camera work, as I keep saying. This, just so you know, is your inverter. This inverts DC power over to AC power. So it will take 12 volts DC and turn it into 120 AC. The controls to operate it are inside. You do have on and off and that sort of thing here, but this does invert power. Okay. It also inside has a power converter, which does the opposite, and it'll turn AC power into DC power. It goes from 120 AC to 12 volt DC. All right, so this is the water and sanitation area. So it's got a macerator pump. Okay, you have a canister for a water filter. I'm sure one comes with it. It's inside the trailer. Generally, we don't put them in. The customers, if they decide to use it, put it in. These are also low point drains back there. Okay. You have a sprayer right here that goes onto here. Your city water hookup is right here. Excuse me. This is a black tank flush right here. So after you dump your black tank, you can hook the hose up to here at the dump station and spray out the inside of your tank. This controls your water pump from the outside. You also can control it from the inside. You have cable and antenna through, or cable and satellite through. So if you look at these drawings here, there are 4 valves, and so there's 4 different, in this case 5 different configurations. If you're dry camping and you want to draw water from your fresh water tank, let's say there's no city water or plumbing on the campsite, you bring your own water with you, you would do this configuration, which would be, so we could see, it would be down, up, like that, okay? Now, to draw water from your tank, this is just to fill, or I mean, this is to draw water from it. To fill the tank, still using this city water connection here, you would do this configuration. The white would be down, this green would be horizontal, the red would be vertical, and so therefore that would draw from you turn on your water pump and draw water from your tank, okay? Regular city water, which is the most common hookup, would be just like we have it right here, okay? When you're winterizing, putting antifreeze in, you're going to use this position here, and if you're sanitizing using spring fresh or bleaching water, whatever you decide to use, you go into this position here. So you just look at the pictures of the valves and basically duplicate it on your water station there. That's your diesel fill right there. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just looking around here so I can see what you have. That's for your macerator. This is a winterizing line right here. You can see it's got regular threads like a garden hose would have on it. You'll hook that up and you can draw antifreeze into the system that way. All right. Okay. This is your generator. You'll control it from inside, but you can pull the cover off and control it from out here. Actually, you don't have to. It's right over here. We're going to be cleaning this all up for you, by the way. Notice it looks kind of dirty, but we're still in process here. All right, your water heater is on the outside, is right here. The switches to control it are inside. I just want to show you that. Let's see what we got here. This is your, let me see if I can see it on the camera. This is your drain plug here that screws in there. Right now your tank is drained because the trailer is winterized, or the motorhome is winterized. So just keep in mind that there's no water in the tank. Never turn on the energy for the tank, the gas or electric, because it runs on either or, unless you're sure there's water in the tank. So you always want to make sure there's water in the tank. So otherwise you'll dry fire it and you'll have to get it repaired. It's not a warranty issue. So you got a ladder, so it's easy to go up and inspect your roof. You figure the manufacturers every 90 days go up there and inspect the roof. 3 times a season, once in the spring, once in the middle of summer, once in the fall. Go up there, look around, check all the sealant. If you see any cracking or separation anywhere, get it taken care of immediately. But you've got to inspect the seals on this motorhome and all trailers and motorhomes, so it's very important. Okay, let's go inside. So your steps are automatic steps, so here they come. As soon as you open the door, they come out, you close the door and they go in. Now, your main coach power back here, the house power, you can turn your power step on and off here if you want, and this is for your power awning, in and out. Remember, never leave your awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, roll it in, because you don't want it to get damaged, and it can happen in just an instant when if the weather was to change. Okay. All right. So, well, I'm not going to go over the front of it in detail. That you can do with your salespeople, but that is your leveling system there. Keep in mind you got to have your emergency brake on to level. This has tutorials in it, so it'll talk your screen. You can go through it; it'll teach you. But it's basically it's a very typical dashboard, of course. There's nothing really unique about it. All right. So I mentioned your power inverter. I showed you that on the outside. Well, here it is right here. Right. Okay. This here are your lights. I can do the master on and it turns all the lights on. Okay. Alrighty, so let me get over here to the other control panel so we can, while we're talking about it. These things here are sensors. There's another one in the trailer somewhere, I'm sure, but that's for your climate control. Your tanks, you check the LP is 75% full, obviously. Black, 2 grays in the fresh are all empty. Right now your master light is on. Your generator is stopped. You're going to operate it from here. They'll go over that with you. It gives you your voltage. Your house battery is at 12.9 and your chassis battery is at 13.2. There's also going to be a switch up here. Let me see if I can find it. Otherwise we'll have somebody else tell you about it. But there is a switch that you can push up here that will tap into the house battery. For example, if your chassis battery goes dead, you can do that. We'll have to show you that when you come in, but I'm sure it's up there. I can't see that far. So if your battery goes dead, there's always options to tap into the other batteries if you need to. Okay. Alrighty. Climate control here. It's pretty self-explanatory. Your furnace, your vent, your air conditioner, all of that. Okay. Your generator here. You can set timer on it, there's a lot of options for this particular one. So there's a bit of a learning curve, but at core it works like any other one. Okay. Alright. The toilet, like with any other toilet in an RV, you can't use it dry. By dry, I'm referring to the black tank, which is directly below. Right? So let's say your black tank has been dumped, you just pull into the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you're going to come in here, you're going to take your chemical, whichever brand you use, you'll put 1 dose right in the bowl. Then you'll step on this pedal, and because water's hooked up, water will come swirling out and into the black tank below. You'll stand on this pedal long enough to put about a gallon or so of water in the tank. You don't have to be exact by any means. The bottom line is you have to have chemical and water in there. You can't use it dry. Trust me when I tell you, you'll only do it once if you do it, because the smell is well, you just use your imagination. You'll only do it once. So make sure you have chemical and some water in there when you're starting off with an empty black tank. Alright, sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. There's nothing really unique. You've got a 3-speed fan up here. Yep, sure enough. Always use the fan with the shower because you want to pull that humidity out. Okay, right now the bed is up, but you pull it down into a regular bed, of course. This down here is your power converter. Remember I told you the one outside was an inverter. It inverted 12 volts DC to 110, 120 AC. Well, this does the opposite. It takes regular AC power and it converts it over to 12 volt DC. So, and this also will charge your battery. It's also a battery tender, so it'll charge up your house batteries when you're plugged in. So, like I said, you convert power. There's part of it there too. You can convert power, and you can invert power with this this motorhome. You may know all this. You know, I don't know what your experience level is. So I'm just sort of trying to cover as much as I can. I could be telling you stuff you already know. You might know more than I do about it. This is pre-plumbed for a washer-dryer combo right here. Now, let me tell you this. This valve, if you turn it on and there's water in the system, it's going to come squirting out. So what I always tell people to do is go to the Lowe's or Home Depot or your Ace Hardware, whatever, and buy a cap for each one of these and screw the cap on it. Therefore, if the valve gets hit accidentally, it's not going to start gushing water into your cupboard here. So I strongly recommend that. There's another sensor for your climate control. You have TVs everywhere. There's a TV up there, of course. You have this one and then the one below for the bunks. These are slide out here. They're kind of nice right here. Racks. Now the refrigerator has a latch on it, which is good, so it doesn't come flying open while you're traveling. Okay, So it's going to work like any other refrigerator. I can't tell you for sure because these things are wired differently, but I would think that probably the inverter inverts 12 volts to DC to 120 AC for this refrigerator, because the inverter is not going to run everything that takes AC power. For example, all the receptacles in the trailer, up here, and the rest of them are not going to be wired through the inverter. So you're not going to turn on the inverter and then be able to just plug into a receptacle and use a AC appliance. Only some of them are wired to invert. So it's something you're going to have to, a bit of a learning curve you're going to have to find out, but I'm sure it's this refrigerator, just from some experience anyway. Alright, so this couch jackknifes flat. Of course, you can drop your table down and turn this into a bed also. You have another bed up here. Alright. Okay. 2 air conditioners. So zone 1 and zone 2. Alright. I think I've pretty much covered it. I don't want to leave anything out here. Yeah, so keep in mind, like I said, the inverter is outside on the outdoor side compartment there, and this is the converter here, which converts power from AC to DC, and an inverter goes from DC to AC. This is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, let's see where the button is here on this one. Here, let me change hands here so I can find it. There we go. So there's self-test there. So another one for carbon monoxide, one for LP gas. And that means that slow beep is low battery alarm. So if it beeps very slowly like that, it's telling you your batteries are low. So it does all 3. So if it goes off, you take everybody outside, obviously, figure out what's going on. Shut your LP off, that sort of thing, and figure out what's going on. It should always be green. If not, you get it serviced. Okay, so the range, let's go here. Sorry about my camera work in advance again. I just want to get this off of here so I can show you. Okay, so this has a cooktop. This is a convection microwave, and the fan has 2 speeds, and your light, of course. Now this, to light this, you have to go to, let me just get my camera on this here, you go to the flame, then you depress it and spark it, like that. Okay, so you got to remember that. I don't think this one will work without depressing it. Yeah, so it's got to be depressed, and then you let it heat up and take your hand off of it and set it to whatever temperature you want. Okay? Alright then. Okay, well, first of all, thanks for buying your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second, remember what I told you about checking the seals? That's the most important thing I can tell somebody who's bought a motorhome or trailer, whether it's new or used. Always get after and inspect the sealant on a regular basis. That's very important. And of course, always winterize it before the temperature goes down to freezing. So, okay, thank you very much. You know, before I sign off, sorry about that. Before I sign off, I didn't talk to you about the fireplace. There's a remote control for this fireplace. You can right now it's H. If you can see that flashing H, that's high. You can also go low, off, low, high. That's the fan speed. You can set the temperature like a thermostat. You can change the appearance of the flame if you like. See how that's going brighter and dimmer. You've got a timer on it, so you can set the timer, and it has a remote control for it also. Okay. Also, boy, I didn't even come close to forgetting everything. This is the disc player, the one on the bottom. Let me see if I can get up that high. The top one is for your basically all the TVs. It's a control box for all of that, so you'll be able to control everything. You've got signal boosters and everything up there, so keep in mind, I need a ladder to see up there that high, but you can see you have main TV, bedroom TV, exterior TV, supplemental. So everything's controlled up there with it for that. Okay. All right, so I was about to forget that, so I did not. That's good. Okay, so once again, make sure you keep after your seals, and thank you very much.